What if I told you this ship is carrying us for 12 days through 66 ports, past fjords, lighthouses, the Arctic Circle, reindeer, mountains with holes through the middle, and even sea eagles? This is Hurtigruten's Coastal Express, and I brought my parents along for the adventure of a lifetime. We wanted something that combined comfort, adventure, and culture, and the Coastal Express turned out to be the perfect fit. 12 days and a chance to share incredible memories together with my mum and dad.
Wow!
Look at this!
This is magnificent!
Whoa, unbelievable!
We stayed in an Arctic superior cabin. Bright, modern, with clean Scandinavian design. Plenty of storage, a big window for those postcard views, and my personal favourite, heated flooring in my own private bathroom. My parents were just down the hall, which made it feel like we were living in a cozy little family apartment at sea. The ship itself is designed for one thing: watching Norway go by. Every deck has corners, lounges with huge windows, and even outdoor hot tubs with insane views of the fjords.
This is the stuff you see in postcards. And here I am sitting in a hot tub in the postcard.
Deck 7 quickly became our favourite. Home to the Explorer Lounge, where we'd sip coffee and watch the scenery go by, and the Multi-Bakery with fresh pastries and waffles literally every morning. This area filled with the smell of cinnamon buns. It was glorious. They even have homemade ice cream here with Arctic cloudberries. Down on deck 4, you'll find the main restaurant, Torghatten, the shore excursions team, and the lecture hall. My parents actually went to so many of the cultural and nature talks. They loved learning about the history and wildlife in Norway, right as we sailed past it.
So when we heard there was a lecture about the Vikings, we were very excited about going because we really know nothing about them coming from New Zealand. They're big, strong people. And that's all we know. They've got long blonde hair and they've got lots of muscles. So we did learn that they were started around the year 793. Hard to even believe how long ago that was. And they were pirates. They were pirates.
And what makes it extra special? The crew. They're from all over the world, and they work 22 days on, 22 days off, as we found. And many grew up and live along Norway's coast. They spoke to almost everyone in their own language, making passengers from every nationality feel right at home.
My original language is German, but I've learned 4 languages in school already simply. And I came to Norway when I was 22, became fluent in Norwegian, which is the easiest language that I've ever learned. Quite natural if you're a German speaker, it's quite close.
This isn't a typical cruise. Hurtigruten is a working coastal ferry, carrying locals, cargo, even cars. It stops in 34 ports northbound and 33 southbound, day and night. While you sleep, it's docking in tiny towns, unloading boxes, and picking up passengers. Once a day, there's usually a longer stop, and that's where you can hop off and explore. Say in Valley, we stepped off for a peaceful walk surrounded by towering fjords. It wasn't an excursion, just a stroll, but it felt like stepping into a painting. In Trondheim, we wandered past colourful streets, stopped at the big cathedral, and of course found a cozy cafe that looks like a bookshop. Fun fact, as I learned, is decaf isn't really a thing here in Norway, and most places only do oat milk as a plant-based option. Lucky for me, I do love both. Yum. These simple hop-off moments became some of our favourite memories. Although we could have booked an excursion for every single stop, just slowing down and exploring at our own pace in between was really lovely. We could just soak in Norway in our own time. But then there are the excursions, the ones you can book ahead. And wow! These were real highlights for us. We did a Saltstraumen rib boat ride, racing straight into the world's strongest tidal current. The water churns like a giant whirlpool, moving faster than any river, and our little boat darted right through it. In fact, we kind of sat there for a while too, just admiring it. My parents absolutely loved the adrenaline. They'd never done anything like this before. We went to the Kirkenes SnowHotel, which is a magical stop near the Russian border. Inside the SnowHotels, the rooms are carved entirely from ice, kept at -4 to -6 degrees year-round, with walls covered in glowing sculptures. This place was sensational, and so much effort had gone into crafting every part of this hotel. Outside, 150 Huskies are ready to greet you. We spent so much time cuddling them that we actually lost our tour group for a while. Mum and Dad were absolutely amazed. It felt like stepping into a whole nother world. And this one was, I think, my mum's personal favourite. We went to the North Cape for breakfast. A golden morning bus ride past reindeer and Arctic tundra, which led us to the symbolic end of Europe. The visitor centre is huge, with exhibits, a panoramic cinema, and of course that iconic globe statue perched right on the cliff. And breakfast? Oh my goodness, this was sensational. It was delicious, and having breakfast on top of the world was absolutely unforgettable. And what I didn't expect, but what turned out to be my personal favourite, is the Sea Eagle Safari in Lofoten. We set off by a small boat through the most cinematic scenery imaginable. Jagged peaks rising out of the water and sea eagles circled overhead, swooping down with wingspans over 2 meters to snatch fish from the surface. It was absolute carnage, in the best way. And then, the finale, sailing into Trollfjord, which is a fjord that is so narrow the ship can only enter if the weather is calm. We watched from our little boat as the MS Richard With glided down this absolutely majestic sight, one of the coolest parts of the whole trip. And then further south, we hiked up into a mountain with a hole straight through it. This is called Torghatten. Legend has it that it was formed by a troll's arrow, but geologists say glaciers carved it out 10,000 years ago. Either way, standing inside that hole looking out across the coast was something really special. One of the biggest surprises for my parents was just how good the food was on board. You see, I have embarked on a Hurtigruten voyage before, last year for my honeymoon, with my husband Ludwig, and we got a little glimpse at how insanely delicious all of the meals are here. But now it was time for my parents to see for themselves. Hurtigruten calls it Norway's coastal kitchen, and it's all about bringing Norway's regions onto your plate as you sail through them. At Torghatten, the main restaurant, breakfast, lunch and dinner are all included in your full board. Every day the menu changes with the coast. So one day you'll find Arctic char from Finnmark, the next day local cheeses from Trøndelag, or cloudberries from way up north. It makes dining feel like part of the journey. We also tried Kysten, the fine dining restaurant tucked away on deck 4. Think reindeer with wild herbs, Jerusalem artichoke with sugar kelp, or desserts made from Arctic ice cream and cloudberries. It's elegant, but still very Norwegian. Each dish tells a story. For something more casual, there's Brygge Bistro, burgers, salads and pizzas, which you can smell from the moment you walk by. And this is the place to really dive into a super hearty meal after a day outside. Then there's Multe, the bakery, serving up smørbrød, open sandwiches, fresh pastries and even ice cream with brunost, Norway's famous brown cheese. What I loved is that no matter where you ate, the food felt extremely local and fresh and just full of character. My parents kept on saying how nice it was to taste the regions we were sailing through, not just see them. And then there are the little traditions that make Hurtigruten unique. Crossing the Arctic Circle comes with a ceremony. A bucket of ice water tipped straight down your back. Dad was picked on by the crew and got a proper soaking. We were also invited to the captain's bridge, where Dad lit up like a little kid, peppering the captain with endless questions and even sitting in the captain's chair. For him, this was a dream come true. What made made this trip really special was doing it together. Hurtigruten is perfect for multi-generational travel. There's something for everybody, from adventurous excursions to peaceful lounges to cozy saunas and lectures. I loved watching my parents light up at the North Cape or giggle like kids cuddling huskies. They loved that everything was taken care of. Meals, cabins, excursions, so we could just really focus on spending quality time together. After 12 days and 68 port stops, we rolled back into Bergen with our hearts full and our cameras very, very full. This wasn't just a holiday. It was a journey into Norway's heart. Its people, its landscapes, its traditions, all seen from the deck of a ship that's been sailing this route every single day since 1893. And sharing it across generations, that made it unforgettable.